All right, all right, all right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Once again, you already know who it is. It's your baby mama's favorite cousin, Cousin T-Taw. And before we get started, let's definitely give a shout out to those who are here early, present, and accounted for. Shout out to Icebergs 1230 checking in, Cousin T-Taw, and Warren B.
What's poppin', twin?
What's good with it? Shout out to Christian Fitness. Salute to you.
What's poppin', twin?
Salute to the masters. Greatly appreciate the series CTT 100, 100, 100 to you, and salute. Now, this evening, we are going to have a conversation covering a very, very important topic. All of the topics that we explore are important in their own way. And what I like to do every now and again is to go through discussions that cover the various levels of this thing that we call game. And tonight, for a lot of people, we may be looking at something that would be considered at the elementary level of game. Because you see, tonight's conversation, we're going to cover two types of men. The first type of man is the type of man who introduces himself to the type of woman that he's attracted to. In my words, the type of woman that he desires to acquire an engagement with, an exchange of intimacy with, whatever it is that he sees the two of them enjoying. And the way that the first type of man goes about it is through an introduction. He introduces himself. We'll go through, a few of those examples of how a lot of men, and most men, I would even say, introduce themselves. Very basic. Hi, my name is. Or, hello, I couldn't help but notice thus and such. I'm, thee and he. But we're also going to cover a second type of man this evening, because your cousin. I am a seduction coach, and fortunately, we are blessed. We are very much so in an improved and approved and great state this evening to be in the presence of the one and only Pimp God. Let's hear it for him.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
Listen. This is an ever evolving situation, PG. We appreciate you coming back. And the more we get into these discussions, the more sound effects I think are going
to ensue. That's right.
But we appreciate you coming through for this particular conversation. I'm excited about this conversation because we are covering men who introduce versus men who seduce. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk about the various levels of this thing that we call game, we can take an elementary level topic, but we come at it from the level of advanced practitioners and promoters of this thing that we call game. Before we really dive into this, let's give, of course, a great and warm welcome. Absolutely. Salute to you, General Wills, Rom Wills himself. Salute to the master, Cousin T-Taw, and to the honorable Pimp God. Absolutely. Salute to you, Johnny Retro 84. Brian Turner 42 says this is a great topic. Seduction is what separates men from the boys. Absolutely, yes, indeed. That's something that we will be covering in tonight's conversation. So, PG, I'll throw it to you first. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
When you encounter the type of woman or women, we're no strangers to approaching groups of women, but when you encounter the type of woman that you desire to acquire an engagement with, and you want to see if she's worthy of the gift of your presence, How
Hmm.
do you go about doing that?
Um, this is where emotional intelligence is important, because you have to be able to read the room, as they say. But in reading the room, what that really means is to feel the room.
Mm,
And I was talking to a female friend of mine earlier today about how sometimes I feel embarrassed for certain men because they'll be hollering at a female and they're not picking up her vibe. She's not interested in him. And they're constantly pushing, trying to, win her over or whatever the case may be. But um, it's something that I said on my promo for this tonight's show on my channel. Um, I think it was on there. It might have been something else. But anyway, I was talking about the balloon pop show
mm,
and how the fact that when a dude walks on to the the stage or within eyeshot of the females, and all of a sudden you start hearing those balloons pop before he even gets to the mic.
yes, indeed.
They are not they are not consciously popping those balloons.
Mm, mhm,
Their womb is popping the balloon.
Speak on that.
You see what I'm saying? So women are actually governed more by their unconscious mind, which is their body, than they are their conscious mind.
Mhm,
You know what I mean? And so as a man, you have to pay attention to the signs of her interest and attraction to you
mhm,
before you pursue anything. And so that's one of the things that I would be paying attention to. Um, sometimes um, the game is a peekaboo game.
mm,
Sometimes the chick does like you
mhm,
or is feeling you, but she's pretending like she's not. And then you have to like damn near like look over sometimes and catch her like looking and then look away. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in Whole Foods today and there was this chick that was like she was on the self checkout side, right?
mhm,
So she was just there to like help people to know like okay, 7 is open, 4 is open, whatever, and then if they needed help checking out, she was there. But when I walked into the Whole Foods, I know she saw the light, you know what I'm saying?
yes,
And
indeed.
yeah, and but she kept it cool, right? Um, but the whole time that I was in there, every move and everywhere that I went, it was like it was eyes.
Mhm,
You know what I'm saying? And so when I got my couple of things that I wanted and I went to sit down, um, when I walked past her initially, she wasn't looking,
mhm,
right? Not to say that she had to be, but I noticed this when I ordered my Uber,
mm,
right? Because I got everything and then I went and sat by the glass, like where you could look out, you know what I'm saying? And they got like a long table where people could sit.
right.
They could be on a computer, they could be eating, they could be whatever, whatever. So I sat at one of those little long, things facing outside with a little stool. So I ordered my Uber and I put some music on, my headphones. And I
Mhm.
happened to turn around and that she was like from behind the counter.
Right.
They watch everything. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's a peekaboo game. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't interested in her, but because I got to look at her. But I'm just saying the point is, um, I try to learn to do what women do,
What
right?
is that?
And that is women feel a man.
Right.
And that's why men have to do the inner work.
Mm.
in terms of their self-image. Their self-image is the way that you see yourself and the ideas that you have about your capabilities.
Hmm.
Women are picking up on that energy. They feel you.
Yes, they do. You're right.
So you have to make sure that your inner game is on point. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to be of course, with other variables, that's going to be the true determining factor. You got to pay attention to her energy and
Mm.
understand that women are energy beings.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So this thing called attraction is based on energy,
Hmm.
and so you have to control. And here's the thing: manhood and masculinity should not be performative.
Correct.
And a lot of dudes are like, they trying to be, what I'm saying, like, yeah, yeah, they're trying to be confident and sell confidence.
Mm.
But like I said in our last live, from a pimp's perspective, a man has to be his first hoe
Mm.
that's buying what he's selling. If I don't believe it, I can't sell it. So
Right.
I have to know within myself that, you know, um, what I have to offer is something that she needs, which is an energy.
Hmm.
Um, true pride. Pride, right? I have pride in myself. You have pride in yourself. Ron Wills
Hmm.
has pride in himself. That pride comes from knowing, not just believing.
Right.
And the more that you know yourself, right? The more pride that you can have. The other side of that is like arrogance. And a
Mm.
lot of men, they don't know themselves, so they're performative in their masculinity, But if there's any empty spaces within his self image and within his inner game, a woman is going to feel it.
And expose it.
Yeah, yeah. So, and she might even play along with you. You know what I mean? So that's the main thing is when I'm around women, I'm feeling them. There's a scene in the movie The Best Man, the first one,
Hmm.
where Terrence Howard and the other guy, I forgot what they called him, Merch in the movie. He had the locks, and
Hmm.
they was by these books, and then Merch said to Terrence Howard, um, who called himself Q. He said, Q, he said, you got to learn, he said, you got to read more. But it was a bunch of broads around them. So he wasn't looking at the table with the books. He was looking at the females. And he said,
Hmm.
yeah, but you got to read more. He said, I'm reading, baby.
Yes,
He said,
indeed.
I'm reading. He was looking at the women. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you have to do. You have to read women, not just um, you know, their their actions and study their physiology. You have to learn how to feel their energy,
Now,
and from there you can kind of work your hand from there.
now I know precisely what you're referring to, and in
Hmm.
just a moment, I'm going to ask if you would be so gracious as to take a step further into that. But
Okay.
in the meantime, shout out to Joe Blast. We appreciate that. We appreciate the fan, Joe Blast. Class is in session. Salute to you, the geek surgeon. Holla at you. Peace to the gods. Now, PG, you
Yes, sir.
brought us to the point and giving us the example of how you would meet or approach or engage with the type of woman that you're going to present the opportunity to engage with you with.
Yeah.
What is an example that you can think of? Because let's be clear. Let me just speak to the audience really quickly.
Mhm.
When you're dealing with men on this level, with
Mhm.
this level of experience, we
Mhm.
don't use canned lines. Okay,
Mhm.
shocker, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the point that PG brought out about reading a woman's energy,
Hmm.
that is higher level game.
Yeah.
Okay, true wisdom and experience comes from the type of man who can read a woman's energy. Is she
Mhm.
anxious? Is she nervous? Is she ambivalent? Right? What
Mhm.
does her aura look like? PG mentioned being women being attracted to his light. Yes, indeed, of course.
Mhm.
And can you see or recognize her brilliance? Because women have a radiance about them when they are
Yes.
comfortable within themselves, when they are
Sure.
feeling themselves, when they have a level of awareness from within, when they
Mhm.
know that they have those nest qualities that I talk about, NEST, right? Nurturing, emotionally stable, submissive, temptress, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
PGs, take us a little bit further and engaging in how uh let's just throw a scenario out there if you don't mind,
Okay.
right?
All
You
right.
are you are enjoying your bliss, right?
Okay.
At a park or moving from one point A to point B in your daily routine, and
Mhm.
you happen upon the type of woman that you are attracted to or you
Yeah.
find to be intriguing,
Mhm.
and you've determined that you want to engage with her. How do you start
Okay.
that?
Um, you have to look for certain cues. You know what I'm saying? With women is two main things, and that is um, her eyes,
Mhm,
right, and her body language.
mhm,
You know, if a woman is is facing you, right, and then she's not shy, so to speak, about letting you see her watching you or looking at you. You see what
mhm,
I'm saying? Those are, the two primary key things. Also, pay attention to the. Sometimes women do this thing where they'll do like a sudden beeline.
mhm,
Like they'll be way over there, and where they're going is over there. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere, but they'll do a beeline to and walk right past you in order to go right back over to where they probably was in the first place. So,
absolutely.
so sometimes that is something that they do. Um, Sometimes, like in a public place. A chick, if it's tables everywhere, like in
Mhm,
Chick-fil-A or whatever, and they can sit anywhere. When a chick sits within your purview, you know what I'm
mhm.
saying? Um, it doesn't always mean that she's, got her choosing shoes on, but basically they want to be, you know what I'm saying, in your limelight.
Mhm,
You know what I'm saying? And so basically they want you to take the magnifying glass and concentrate some of your light specifically on them. So they'll put
absolutely.
themselves in your, your peripheral in your
Sightline.
circumference. Yes. So that boom. So you have to pay attention to that because with women, um, it's a cliche, but it's very true
Mm,
that green lights, are best visible before you cross. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? They say don't
indeed.
cross, use a green light. So you have to look for green lights with women, and that's really key. I hope I answered your question.
No, absolutely. We're gonna unpack it a little bit more, but you've mentioned some very key elements to be aware
Mhm.
of. And gentlemen, those who are in the chat and those who are commenting, keep in mind that PG's Cash App is at the bottom. Absolutely bless him for this ism that he is spitting. And keep in mind, we need you to get the likes up. Always like, subscribe, and forward this information to those in your circle, those in your spheres of interest who you know can benefit from this game. Now, PG mentioned
Mhm.
women who want you to notice them,
Yes,
placing themselves in your sight line, within
that's right.
your orbit. And
Yeah.
I have to bear witness. I can contest that this is absolutely the case at the
Mhm.
gym. If you're
Mhm.
at your station, at your bench or whatever, and you're working out, you're in it, right? Focused. She will move around. She will drop stuff. She will go past you, like PG said, to go the opposite way, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's so many stories that I can tell about women, and the way that they move around. They move like butterflies. That's the
Mm-hmm.
best way that I can describe. If you've ever watched a butterfly, I know you have, PG, because you're deeper than most. You
Mm-hmm.
watch a butterfly's flight pattern. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they are fluttering from different flowers, from catching the different pheromone, catching,
Right.
looking for the best pollen,
Right.
to grab, to and the nectar from the
That's
best,
right.
source. But they
Right.
don't go in straight lines. Butterflies do not move in straight lines.
Mm-hmm.
The patterns that they flutter in look like they're chaotic,
It does. Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
usually, eventually,
Mm-hmm.
they land right where they wanted to be in the first place all along.
Yeah.
And there was one instance where I'm just getting off of work. I'm dashing into a grocery store on my way home,
Mhm.
and uh, at uh, at one of my previous 10,000 jobs, we had a performance venue. And at this performance venue, we would have different guests, and a lot of attendees.
Mhm.
And this particular night, I noticed a young lady observing me. As you said, she saw
Mhm.
the light
Yeah.
and she bore witness, right? And
Mhm.
it was just really brief glances at each other.
Mhm.
Fast forward, the venue's all closed down. I'm at the grocery store, and lo and behold, she's at the grocery store. Now, I'm not watching, I'm not looking, but I'm from Chicago, right? Low
Mm.
end. So I'm
Mhm.
aware of my surroundings. All right.
You're right.
I
Right.
know I saw you seeing me, seeing you, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm got my back turned to her, mad at my business, going through my groceries or whatever. She makes it her point to come around. And then so that when I turned, I had no other choice but to be face to face with her. All right,
Mhm.
PG. She damn near tripped me.
Mhm.
Okay. Trying to get
Mhm.
my attention.
Mhm.
And that's what I
That's
said. I said, "Well, hello, you've got my attention. How are you?"
Mhm. Mhm.
And she obviously wasn't expecting uh, this level of energy to come to her,
Mhm.
to envelop her, right? And
Mhm.
so she couldn't even respond. She just laughed and giggled and just, oh, okay. All right. Well, you have a great evening. All right. Take care.
Mhm.
Right. As she scurried away. Cause, I was,
Right.
I wasn't choosing that night. In any case, what you laid out in terms of qualifying
Mhm.
that energy, identifying it, and
Right.
regulating it, seeing that if it's something that aligns with where you are at a given position is that next level of game in terms of just making the introduction. So,
Mhm.
for the sake of this next part, and uh, those who are in the chat, keep in mind, we'll answer questions in just a moment, but we definitely have to first set the table. Okay,
Yeah.
so we coach men on a regular basis, and some women on a regular basis,
Mhm.
and primarily there are men, especially the younger men,
Mhm.
who do not have mentorship where they
Right.
are, depending on where they are in the world.
Yeah.
And in order to model behavior, you have to be able to observe it. So they don't have role models who can take them out and show them, hey, this is how
Right.
you talk to a woman.
I
This is
Yeah.
how you make the introduction. This is how you meet.
Mhm.
So I literally find myself going into the basics, right? And so, of course, the first thing that I asked them is, well, how do you meet women? Okay. And then
Mhm.
they break out this list of canned introductions. Okay. Some of them have just a basic "Hi, my name is," or "Hello, I saw you from across the room. My name is," and I wanted to make the introduction. Nothing wrong with
Right.
that at all.
Right.
And then I say, well, fortunately, you elected a seduction coach.
Mhm.
Okay. And so let me make you aware of how a seducer meets the type of woman that he desires to acquire in exchange with, right?
Right.
So, as a seducer, we do not introduce,
Mhm.
we transmute the energy
Mhm.
so that even the thought of me is a pleasurable experience for the woman.
Mhm. Mhm.
For her to even be in our presence. And this is what I mean. I'm building it up, obviously.
Mhm.
Instead of just saying, "Oh, hi, I saw you from across the room. I just wanted to meet you."
Mhm.
As I always say, I pick something out that's about her to
Mhm.
let her know that I see her, right?
Mhm.
And then I make that a point of entry
Mhm.
because I'm going to pierce through the mask that she's been wearing all day.
Mhm.
And as a seducer, once I've pierced that mask,
Mhm.
I know that I have your undivided attention.
Mhm.
And in my school of philosophy,
Mhm. Yeah.
once you captivate, you must enchant. Once
Okay.
you captivate, you must enchant. Okay.
Mhm.
You must
Mhm.
enchant. So, and let me just give a practical example of this.
Mhm.
So I have to describe the woman really briefly.
Okay. Uh-huh.
5'5", buttery skin. She has the curves that'll get on your nerves.
What's all that movement back there?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mhm. Mhm.
She's wearing painted on pants,
Mhm.
green sneakers, because she's an around the way girl.
Mhm.
I don't know if you like them or not, PG, but you know
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
they can be
I
fun.
love I love women, period. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Even ones that try to hide how um attractive they are. Sometimes the way
Mhm.
they dress
That's
is
it. That's where we're
they just
going.
hiding it, but I can see it. But anyway, go ahead.
She's got on an oversized sweatshirt, and
Mhm.
she's wearing a Chicago Bulls hat because I had to bring it home.
Mhm. Yeah.
An example of how I would approach a woman like this
Mhm.
is this. I've laid out at least 6 different points that I could address upon um, walking up or approaching to this woman.
Mhm.
First thing I'm gonna do is ask her what size those shoes are, because I know, as I mentioned, she's wearing green sneakers.
Mhm.
Most likely, if she's in Chicago, those are green Nikes. All right,
Mhm.
with the fresh to death tag on it.
Mhm.
Of course, she's gonna say if she's 5'5", she's wearing a girl size 6 or a girl size 7.
Mhm.
I don't care about what size her shoes are, obviously.
Mhm.
My usual response is, dang, I was just about to rob you. Anyway, something
Mhm.
that allows me to enjoy myself, but
Mhm.
speaks to what she chose to display to the world. And in that
Mhm.
moment, she is going to laugh. She is going to get that I'm breaking the ice. She is going
Mhm.
to understand, okay, you're dealing with somebody who's not afraid to make fun of you.
Mhm.
That's just one example. And then we go from there.
From there,
What's your
yeah.
name? Where you on your way to? And so in that moment, she's thrown off because the average man is just gonna say, "Oh, I saw you, and I saw all that.
What's all that movement back there?
I saw that, and
Right.
I was just captivated by you. Oh, tell me your name, goddess. You know, like let me get your number. No.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so the difference between someone who introduces and someone who seduces is the energy, is the manner of approach, is
Mm-hmm.
knowing what I want the outcome to be, even
Mm-hmm.
before she does. I could just laugh it off and keep it moving. I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to see her smile or whatever. Or,
Mm-hmm.
and,
Yeah.
or I could be gauging to see if she's intelligent enough to get that I was joking. But
Mm-hmm.
let's keep it real, PG.
Mm-hmm.
She could be fine, but she could also be out of her mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
So before we get into
That,
this next part, shout out to all of those who are liking and subscribing and forwarding. Don't forget the Cash App for PG is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. And let's take a look at this. Salute to you, Sir Tice. Sir Tice, what up with it, man? Yes, indeed. We appreciate the sawbuck. That's the 10 spot. It says, I run into this a lot. Many modern men don't believe it's possible to attract women without, I don't know if that says money or broccoli. Yeah, money. Okay. Hence why so many, I think, let's see, tricks. Thoughts on helping bros overcome this self-imposed limitation. So really quickly, if you want to address this first, PG, I'll shoot it to you first. What are your thoughts on, let's see, helping bros overcome the self-imposed limitation that men put on themselves, thinking that they have to lead with their wallet? I know you love this, right? How do you
yeah,
help
yeah,
them?
yeah. Again, remember that women are energy. I like how you brought up that the way that women move, like a butterfly, they flutter, right? But another idea to think about is you have to have a stillness as a man and a comfortable enough aura, right? Which means your thoughts, your moods, and your feelings have to be confident but still. Think of the Buddha symbol. You know what I mean? It should be confident, but there should be a stillness. Why am I saying stillness? Because another analogy to define female energy is a feline, like a cat,
Mm-hmm.
right? A cat is really feeling a stranger before they approach a stranger.
Right.
They're feeling you first. You have to have an aura that makes the cat interested or intrigued, right? And inviting enough for the cat to want to approach you. Because, every female, for instance, has had bad experiences with, dealing with men and meeting men and men who didn't have any decorum. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? No, no class. You know what I'm saying? So they were um, far too aggressive and in their introduction. You see what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So um, your confidence, right, in your remember your catch hand is is an energy hand, not a physical one.
Mm-hmm.
So focus more on the control and um, balancing of your energy because a woman, like for instance, when I was in well, everywhere I was today, chicks would be like, you know, they'll, they'll just do anything, like get some napkins. If the napkins is like right there next to me, they're getting napkins, and then this and this and that. Then if I'm calm in my position, right? Um, any form of thirst that you have, right, to have a woman is picked up by women.
Mm-hmm.
And that thirst has sometimes turned into something lethal,
Mm.
when they engage you. You know what I'm saying? This is an extreme, but
Mm-hmm.
um, last year, an ex of mine called me, right, and told me that her daughter, who was 4 years old when I broke up with her mother, was shot and killed by her boyfriend
Mm. Mm.
because she was breaking up with him,
Mm-hmm.
and he he shot her, and then he shot himself.
Mm.
So when they came to take both bodies out, because
Mm-hmm.
they were both, he killed, so, and so women, their skill set throughout, you know, um, from time immemorial, is learning how to feel the environment and feel all of the components within that environment.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think of your energy as a a quiet but inviting waterfall, you know, you know how like there'll be like these nice waterfalls, and not the violent ones, but just some, and then
Mm-hmm.
people like when they get in the water, they get up under it, and
Mm-hmm.
your energy needs to be that, something that she would be drawn to, because your energy when it comes to women is the best game, not your words, not your
Mm-hmm.
verbiage. That's cool for after that, but initially the cat has to be comfortable enough to come up to you
Mm-hmm.
or be close to you. You know what I'm saying? And then it's watching um, how you engage it. So, like you said, you want to do something that, like when I was in Tyson's, everybody in Tyson's is like stuffy, and
Mm.
they think they're the ish because they're in Tyson's.
Okay.
Um,
This is in the
and
DMV.
yeah, in Virginia,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Tyson's Corner. And um, so I remember one time, I got on the elevator, and this is white chick on the elevator. And, I knew that when those doors closed,
Mm.
it would be like, how people they'll just sit there and they'll just watch the numbers as they go, because they're like, I don't know. And so when I got on, she was already on, and I had a pizza, you
Okay.
know. And so as soon as the door closed, I have a mouthpiece. I just don't use it that much anymore because I already mastered that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. Like um, but when I got on, as soon as the door closed, then as the elevator started moving, then I said, you want some pizza? And then I started laughing, which made her laugh, right? And you see what I'm saying? And then I let her go.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I just, let's break the ice till you get off on floor 7 or whatever, because I'm headed to 27. You know what I'm saying?
You
But
did.
yeah, but it was just and so often women are expecting the desperate holler.
Mm.
I'm saying the desperate, you know what I'm saying? Um, I have been on a train and started a conversation with a chick that I was sitting next to that was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a good conversation. It was engaging. And here's the key to that too. When you're communicating to a female, just be present.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be anywhere else. Don't be in your head, in her bed, you know, 2 months from now.
Mm.
Don't be um in y'all her in your car as y'all go on a 4-hour trip to
Right.
somewhere together. Just be present.
Right.
Don't be anywhere else. Don't be down the road or anything. And the flyest, or sometimes we might say the illest things will come to you just
Yes.
by being present. Just be present. Just be
Mm-hmm.
there. I got on the elevator. I see the snow bunny. The elevator closes, and then before she could even think,
Mm-hmm.
then I see you want some pizza. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And then I said, no, I'm just kidding. And then I left it alone. Boom. So then she could get to her floor and, go whatever the fuck she was getting ready to do. But um just be present, right? What I said to her wasn't a line.
Right.
I was just present, right? And a lot of people, they have to learn how to be present. That's where your real game is gonna come from. When they talk about well, you ain't gotta do this, just be yourself,
Mm.
right? Just be present. Learn
Mm-hmm.
how to be in the moment, right? And in being in the moment, guess what else is gonna come to you?
Mm-hmm.
The ability to feel them
Mm-hmm.
when because you're not here anymore. You're
Right.
thinking, what if in this, and if I say this, and but and that's cool, but most important is just be present. Just be present and in the moment, enjoying the moment, you know. And and a lot of times just being in the moment, you just okay, I was having a conversation with my female friend earlier today.
Okay.
There was a dude that I knew back in Cleveland. I always considered him like a player because he always presented himself like that to me.
Mm-hmm.
So in Cleveland, I was just popular. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It was always broads around me,
Mm-hmm.
always. And so this dude was interested in my friend,
Right.
and he seen us talking and chilling and hanging out a lot. He see us, and so he actually did something that she told me today. I never knew this about him.
Mm-hmm.
That when he was interested in her back then, he told her that I know I see you be talking to Warren a lot,
Mm.
right? And she was kind of confused because she was like, I didn't even know that you knew who Warren was because she had never seen us like chopping
Right.
it up or anything. And he actually tried to cock block.
Mm.
And well, I see you talking to him, but he talks to a whole lot of females. You gotta watch
Listen.
him 'cause he always talking to females. And my friend, her name is Monica. She told him. She said, in so many words, yeah, and I'm one of them.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? She said because he has good conversation.
Right.
And she said, and as far as what you're talking about, I know that. She said, I'm around him, so I see, you know, what I'm saying, the his interaction with females, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Um, and it is what it is. But what's the other thing is this also comes off.
Mm-hmm.
And what is that? It's something you hear me say all the time. I love women.
Right.
I don't love women because they have a vagina
Mm-hmm.
or because they got titties and their hair game might be on point. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
What's all that movement back there?
Mm.
Yeah. I love women because they're women. I
Mm.
love them because they're the opposite of myself.
Keep going.
I love, I think about I don't remember all of the poem, but there was an artist that came out back in the day called Michelle and Ocello.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And she did this poem one time. It was, I think it was called Untitled or something. And it started out, her beauty cannot be measured with the standards of a colonized mind. Her features are broad and striking. She loves him. Her fingers stretch endlessly into his world of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Just talking about the black woman. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I love her because she is the divine feminine.
Mm.
So that love doesn't always have to equate to wanting to get some pussy
Mm-hmm.
and wanting to fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with just women around me. You know what I'm saying? My friend Monica, I have walked her home, taken her home, um, so many times, be it where she was renting a house or whether she was in an apartment. I have never seen the inside of any place that she ever lived.
Okay.
It was my duty to, as a soldier, especially if it's late, to get her to her destination.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She don't even got to worry about me. She can go get a good night's rest and don't worry about, because that's just how we are. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Um, but I could just be friends with a woman and just enjoy her presence,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I'm present, right? You learn more about women anyway, the more that you talk to women,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you're trying to obviously pursue them, right? It's game time.
Right.
But
Right.
when you just got friends, that's why you want to see. Okay. I'm gonna tell you something else.
Let's get to it.
I've had females become so comfortable in conversing with me.
Mm-hmm.
I gotten them to the point where they'll be talking and they'll be going on and they'll be like, "Girl," and they'll be like,
Mm.
"Warren, I'm sorry, Warren." And I'm like, "Oh, it's cool. Tell me, so what did Steve say?" I got her there. I got her there.
Watch
You
out.
see
Watch
what I'm
out.
saying? But when they're completely in the moment and feel completely comfortable with you,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the best springboard into um, whatever else it could be. If I feel like that's something that I want to take it, or to see if that's there. But women are like domesticated cats. They
Mm.
don't come up to strangers, and feel totally comfortable. And don't run up on no cat because they'll scratch the fuck out of your ass. So
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
have the kind of energy that they would want to, come up to you, gravitate towards you. But that energy, remember, it's got to be stillness,
Right.
right? It's confident, but there's a calm also about you. Um, that she can feel comfortable around. And then from there, as long as you're present, this is why meditation is so important. You want
Mm-hmm.
to get your game up, meditate.
Mm-hmm.
Learn how to just be in the moment with yourself, breathing, controlling your breath, what they call mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't sound like it's game, but it is. Because the highest level of game, according to me, is no game.
Mm.
That's the highest level of game, no game at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being me. I am.
Right.
Just being in that moment and being present. The flyest, wildest shit will come to you sometimes.
Yes, indeed.
Just being present, and in that presence, you feel her, you sense her. Um, I have gotten so good that when a woman is talking to me, I can tell when she's starting to get choked up about
Mm.
maybe talking about her past or how her father was or whatever the case may be, because a lot of women are cool with like gay dudes,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because he is
Non-threatening.
non-threatening, and he's sort of like they had a girl back and forth, girl banter type situation.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I'm 1014% of my masculine,
Mm.
but yet I know how to tap into my inner feminine, and in my calm and in my presence, right? I can get the same effect without, strong-jaying and shit. You know what I'm saying? I could be masculine and make her feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And in that comfortability, to me, that's where the real magic comes in. You just got to be present. And
Listen,
yeah,
listen. Truly, those who are in attendance, you are being blessed with some amazing games. Shout out to the field general Ron Wills. Bless the honorable Pimp God's Cash App. It's at the bottom. This is a high level of ism. See, I was introducing this particular topic and we were going into it starting at the elementary level of game. But guess what? Guess what had happened?
yeah, I
PG
always,
was so graceful to
yeah.
take us beyond the advanced level of game into what I call the God level of game. See, that's where he starts. He starts
I'm
at the
sorry.
God level of game. He can't help it either. I'm trying
Yeah,
I'm trying to goad him into okay, well
yeah,
let's
yeah,
break it down a little bit. Let's
yeah. My
let's try to
apologies.
spoon. No, you good. Stay there, because I'll take it down. I'll
Okay,
condescend. You just stay there on the God level. I'm gonna condescend
okay.
down to the elementary level. But yes, indeed, everybody within the sound of my voice, make sure that you get the likes of like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you're definitely subscribed to Pimp God's channel, but definitely bless his cash app, because
Mm-hmm,
we have even more of this thing that we call game
mm-hmm,
in store for you this evening. Now,
yeah,
we were talking about the difference between how the average man
mm-hmm,
introduces himself,
yeah.
and I, I I can't frame it well enough
Mm,
to really approach how PG just set the table for us. Okay, he's placed understanding the energy of a woman out before us.
mm,
He's laid out how uh, understanding and viewing a woman should be comparable to viewing a cat, and
yeah.
understanding that if you want a cat to approach you, or a cat to even think about approaching you, because let's all be mindful of how the average cat uh, sees someone new. Okay,
Mm-hmm,
there's some cats that are standoffish. There's some cats that, when you're walking into someone's home for the first time and they have a cat, the cat will meow if they're sitting on the top of a couch in the window, because how cats just be mad at their own business. They could care less. The
mm-hmm.
door opens and you walk in. You don't realize. Well, most people don't. You do. Most people don't realize your energy and your presence entered before you do. Your physical body
Exactly,
does, and so the
exactly.
cat just turns their head. Right. Some cats will just turn their head, look you up and down like, oh, I thought so, and then turn back to the window, which is more important.
Mhm.
But there are some cats that even before you cross that threshold will jump down off that couch and meet your physical presence, having
Mhm.
already, taken in your vibrational presence. Okay.
Right.
And just to keep it at that level, cats are gateway creatures. They are doorway
Mhm.
openers. So
Mhm.
for a cat to come and decide, give you permission to be in their
Yeah.
presence, they've
Yeah.
already sensed you. And one of the first
Mhm.
thing that cats do is they'll meow. You know what a meow is for? Usually the meow when they first engage with you is to stop you in your tracks. They want you to stop so that you
Mhm.
can acknowledge them. And that's when they swerve their head around your leg, the bottom of your leg. You put your hand
Mhm.
down naturally. When a cat meows, there's a part of our subconscious mind that responds to it.
Mhm.
And based on how they meow, you'll be like, "Oh, are you hungry? Oh, you just want to be rubbed? Oh," and then they'll expose the back of their neck or they'll twitch their ear, showing
Mhm.
you how to handle them.
Yeah.
You see?
Mhm.
And another thing that PG laid out for us, and I like this. This is definitely transcendental game. Shout out to you.
Mm.
Is that being present in the moment
Yeah.
is an essential part of elevated game. You see,
Mhm.
I was comparing how the average man introduces and how a masculine master can can
Mhm.
seduce should he
Yes.
choose to.
Should he choose
And
to?
a major part of seduction is that transmutation of energy.
Mhm.
And the next part of this that I want to go into
Mhm.
is how the type of man that has a level of game
Mhm.
can make his own energy,
Mm.
can shift the energy in a space.
Mhm.
PG gave the example of entering an elevator with a box of pizza.
Mhm.
And that example made me think of a an anecdote that someone mentioned on another podcast. This is one of
Mm.
the reasons why I love America. Okay.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love America. All right.
Mhm.
It's wonderful to get to hear about other cultures and other countries and their customs and how they view outsiders, especially those who are from other countries, let alone regions of the world. I was
Mhm.
listening to this podcaster discuss about how Japanese people treat outsiders.
Mm.
They don't talk to outsiders because
Mm.
they feel that it's a burden because they don't know you, they don't know your customs, they don't know your culture,
Mhm.
and if
Okay.
and they expect you to um, assimilate and or study their culture, their
Mhm.
traditions of bowing, their traditional greetings, their
Yeah.
way of moving around, their manner of rules and policies and principles and precedences in their society.
Yeah.
And this particular podcaster gave a great example
Mm.
of how when he was first there in Japan,
Mhm.
he was entering an elevator and he
Mm.
noticed an older Japanese gentleman in the elevator there before him. So of
Mhm.
course, the guy being from America, he enters the elevator, he looks at the guy and he smiles. Big, you know, big goofy ass American smile, right?
Mhm.
The Japanese man politely turns all the way around. And so he's facing the corner of that elevator.
Mm.
So when PG was like, you know how some people are nervous in the elevator, they'll look at the numbers of the floors, go up and down to avoid eye contact. So imagine you get on the elevator and they're not clutching their bag, they're not clutching their purse, they turn all the way around
Yeah.
to completely block you out.
Mhm.
But I say that to say
Mhm.
that when a person who is on their path of mastery takes in the information that we're putting out
Mhm.
and applies it in terms of practice,
Yeah.
in terms of refining, in terms of actually getting into these scenarios that we exemplify,
Mhm.
you start to realize some things. You
Mhm.
start to realize that you not only have energy inside you that responds to uh, other people, and in
Mhm.
particular, we're talking about the type of woman that you're attracted to,
Mhm.
but you start to realize that there's already energy in a space.
Mhm.
And now, going into this next section, you realize that you have an effect, or you can have an effect on that energy within a space.
Right.
How did you
Yes.
do that? How do you even recognize that? Well, PG so gracefully gave us the game on that
Mm.
by practicing being still,
Yeah.
practicing being silent, practicing meditation, something that, of course, I wrote about in the beginning of the seduction scriptures.
Mhm.
Understanding and appreciating about being alone in stillness with
Mhm.
yourself.
Yeah.
You'll notice that at first, when you try that, you got a lot going on in your head.
Yeah,
The
you
average
do.
person has so much coming in and going out. You know, what, like PG said, what am I doing tomorrow? What are we doing next week? What's going to happen if this
Right.
goes through? When is this bill due? When am I going to see this person again, or whatever? Once you practice stillness,
Mhm.
once you practice being by yourself,
Mhm.
those voices start to die down slowly but surely.
Mhm.
And then you start to recognize
Mhm.
the beauty of silence.
Mhm.
And then beyond the beauty of silence, you start to engage, because in that silence
Mhm. There you go.
is that thing called truth. Uh
Mhm.
oh. Uh
Yeah.
oh.
That's right. That's right.
Because the truth is always there.
Mhm.
It's just drowned out by external influences. It's
Mhm.
drowned out by self doubt. It's drowned out by underdevelopment. It's
Mhm.
drowned out by all of these different stimuli that we think we need. We got to be up on
Mhm.
the latest. We got to be in with the greatest. We got to know what news is trending all over the world. When you sit within the beauty of silence and it's
Mhm.
just you and truth,
Mhm.
now you can start to have real conversations. You see?
Yeah.
And guess
Yeah.
what happens when you're starting having real conversations with truth?
Mm.
It will show you who you are.
Mhm.
Isn't that
Mhm.
wonderful? Some people are terrified of
Yes, they
themselves
are. Yes, they are.
because they've never really seen themselves for who they truly are, because they don't
Mhm.
recognize who they truly are.
Mhm.
You see?
Mhm.
And the more you sit face to face and have a conversation with truth, of course, ladies and gentlemen who are in the chat, we're not talking about having a verbal conversation with yourself. You are having a vibrational, a spiritual conversation with yourself, with
Mhm.
truth.
Mhm.
And then those moments of stillness, you start to notice that when you ask for something, it's revealed to you.
Mhm.
You see, I'm gonna bring it
That's
back
right.
now. We out there
Mhm.
a little bit, but we're gonna bring it back to you.
Right.
When you have a session with the type of man or men who have provided or made themselves available for coaching,
Mhm.
who engage in these practices of
Mhm.
stillness, who engage in a practice of meditation, who engage in the practice of self reflection,
Mhm.
we can show you how to exemplify what PG mentioned about being in the presence of an attractive woman
Mm-hmm.
and the right line. We're not going to say perfect. We're not going to say golden. We're not going to say diamond encrusted line, but the right
Mm-hmm.
line
Mm-hmm.
just comes to you.
Yeah, this comes to you.
You're
Yeah.
sitting
Yep.
there talking. You're sitting there like, oh man, it's crazy how it was 60 degrees yesterday. Now it's 14. This is wild.
Mm-hmm.
And she like, yeah, show is crazy. I was gonna walk my dog, but da 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 da. Da. You're like, oh wow, I love dogs. What kind of dog do you have? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I got a husky. A husky? You lying? Let me see. Show me. Now she's gonna open her phone and yeah, Kyle, hold your phone.
Right.
I ain't gonna swipe to the left. I'm lying. I'm finna look at all just
Mm-hmm.
get into it. Now you've
Yes.
opened up this entire new section
Mm-hmm.
within the dialogue that allows you to now get the energy flowing and the
Right.
way in which it progresses this engagement into
Mm-hmm.
something that you may want it to be. You
Right.
see? And
So think
see,
about.
go
Oh, go
ahead.
ahead.
No. It's on you.
Think of, think about the symbol of infinity,
Mhm.
right? That constant flow. What we call game, what you say to a chick and how you approach her and what you don't say and uh,
Mm.
all of those types of things. If you think about the um, the number zero, right, or whatever I'm trying to do, it, yeah, right. If you put two of those together, right, you got a flow,
Mhm.
right? That's your infinity, right? So it doesn't seem like it's game,
Mm.
but just being by yourself, right? And just in the and learning how to by yourself be in the moment,
Mhm.
right? When you're in a real situation, right? That that stillness will turn into a flow that you can't conjure from here. Because when it comes from here, it's like, okay, in my studies on esoteric knowledge,
Mhm.
um, the body has five centers.
Mhm.
One of them is called the moving center.
Okay.
And the moving center is when you think about somebody that they don't know how to dance, but they're learning how to dance.
Mm.
And so when somebody's showing them, they're like, okay, or then you do this, and then you step and you turn, and they're watching what they do. Then you turn back, then you go this. You're like, it's all here.
Mhm.
And so the flow is broken, right? Because they're here. You
Right.
want game to be able to spit to a woman? Learn how to, in your stillness, just learn how to be still, right? And then from here, right, you add whatever scenario you want to add to that, a female or, what I'm saying, a different type of situation. And from stillness, there is no apprehension, there's no fear, there's no concern with you know saying the right thing or tipping, you know trying to make her laugh. That was always the game back in the day. You got to make her laugh, you got to make her
Mhm.
laugh, and that's true. Um but this is why I say in relationships a man should establish daddy first
Mhm.
before a lover. Because a lot of times when you start out with lover, you can't go back.
Speak on that because just briefly.
Mm-hmm.
The sort of conventional idea is
Yeah.
that you would want to show compatibility. You would want to get into the space of intimacy so that uh, she approves, you approve,
Mm-hmm.
of her performance, her expression of her sexuality, and vice versa. So
Right.
when you say that you shouldn't establish that first, speak on that.
So, what is a daddy? Right. Um, a daddy essentially is the basis of a female's identity.
Mm,
A girl doesn't get her identity from her mother; she gets it from her dad because he is the opposite sex to her. And that interaction helps her to figure out what it is to be the opposite of dad. So she can sort of begin to identify and formulate her femininity as it relates to the opposite sex parent,
mhm,
right? The father and that. And so we always talk about, a lot of men they get on online and they talk about they want a woman to submit to them.
mhm, yes, they do.
But if you don't have an energy that she reveres, that she respects, right? A lot of times you just become one of the
Mm,
many dudes
mhm,
that she turns into mere entertainment.
mm,
The game that I have for a woman will save her motherfucking soul.
yes, indeed. Let's go.
You know
Let's
what I'm
go.
saying? It'll save her soul,
Come on now. See,
right?
see. Y'all don't understand. We have to appreciate that we have been waiting for this moment. The moment has arrived. Y'all need to go
Mm,
ahead, hit that cash app, definitely hit that like button, definitely subscribe as we get into this high level ism. Going with it, PG.
yeah. So I know that what I have for her, um, to be honest with you, will be the purpose of life itself,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is what? The reunification of your um, ephemeral nature or your lower nature, your egoic self, and your essential nature, your essential self, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, what I have for a woman is way too important to deduce,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or reduce it to just mere physicality.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I want to touch a deeper part of her. And for me, I'm just saying for myself.
Yes.
Um, in a sense, I want her to know that the part of herself that she has been protecting her
Mm-hmm.
whole adulthood
Mm-hmm.
is safe with me.
Mm.
The mask that women wear to get through society is designed largely to protect her inner child.
Right.
Right? And so if I represent something that she can trust her inner child with, you can't get closer to her. And this, right? A woman can give you her body, but if you don't have her heart and her mind, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's just like, and I'm not saying don't have sex. I'm not saying nothing like that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
simply saying if a woman is worth it, right? Because every woman is not.
Mm-hmm.
But if she's worth it, um, I want to establish in her life um, not just a dude.
Mm-hmm.
I want to establish a destination,
Right. We know about that destination now. Speak on
right?
the destination. What is the
So,
destination in your words?
so in my consciousness, as long as and so long as a man is ever learning,
Mm-hmm.
right? First and foremost about himself, growing. Um, you can have a library as big as the Library of Alexander
Mm-hmm.
or Alexandria,
Yes.
and still not be able to fuck with the Akashic record.
Right. Not even close.
So this is the difference between memorize game that you say in this situation, that situation. This is good. It's good practice.
Right.
But essentially, my biggest weapon is my stillness and my ability to listen more than speak,
Mm-hmm.
and my ability to feel, right, more than because see, when you're trying to introduce yourself to a female, we're talking about introduction versus seduction.
Right.
Um, you're really seeking to make her feel comfortable and make her feel, you know, um, a sense of allurement towards you.
Right.
But if I am a destination for her, what I mean by that is there has to be a measure of mystique to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, how do you get to the bottom of infinity?
Mm.
It's no bottom. It's a bottom to a rabbit hole, or there is a bottom to all of the knowledge in the library.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm coming from, and maybe this is just something that this conversation kept leading to,
Mm-hmm.
is that sense of stillness,
Mm-hmm.
a calm, an inner calm. See, and let me throw this out here too. When it comes to approaching women, shift your focus from how is she going to receive you?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a big problem in a lot of men's consciousness. How is she going to receive me? Am I a short king? Am,
Mm-hmm.
am I tall, but she kind of like I'm a little more buff and
Mm-hmm.
tall? Is just this is that, whatever, whatever. Decide for her
Right.
how she feels about you.
Yes.
And how do you do that? You do that by deciding and practicing within your consciousness the kind of frequency or vibration that you want to create and to emanate.
Mm-hmm.
So when I come into a room, I'm deciding for the cat before the cat ever even sees me
Mm-hmm.
that I'm a good person to come up to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing that because my inner concept of myself, Iceberg Slim talked about the mind of man as a movie screen. And he said, only a fool will play damn fool movies of himself on
Mm-hmm.
the blank canvas movie screen of his mind, right? So like if you see this picture right here,
Mm-hmm.
right? If this was a white plain canvas, that's the mind, right? How you see yourself is the image that you have on the screen. if you play, if your self image is um, one of fear and self doubt, you
Hmm.
know, it's up to you. You're the artist,
Right.
so you can make it as powerful and strong as and alluring as you decide to.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That is what walks in before your physical body walks into a room.
Indeed.
And so I'm going. It's like if somebody came over to my house and I got this 72-inch screen, you know,
Hmm.
whatever, and we're watching movies, and I put on a movie, and everybody sitting there is going to watch this movie that I put on.
Hmm.
I'm the one that's deciding what we're watching.
Hmm.
I'm the one that's deciding how we feel about me
Mm.
because the movie that I'm playing is of myself in my own consciousness. I'm not waiting for a woman to validate me. A man goes within himself and validates himself.
Yes, indeed.
So when a woman meets me, right, she's meeting my version of Picasso. You see what I'm saying? Or
Speak on.
Monet, or whatever the case may be. I'm deciding for her what I am and leaving it up to her if she can accept that or not.
Yes, indeed. Now, PG, you just dropped a lot of gems, and salute to those who are contributing to the T-Talk Tabernacle and also PG's Cash App. But this question, I think, is a wonderful sort of follow-up to what you just displayed, PG. This question
Mhm.
here from Muhammad says, I have observed in this day and age of mentally unwell women, game that's on point can end up intimidating a lot of them. Thoughts on this? This should be a really quick one. This should be a one and done. But you touch it first. I'm gonna take it home.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of females are not really used to a dude that's developed and that has you know, real game as they say. Um and that's why I said when I present myself energetically to a woman.
Hmm.
See, this self-image stuff is really about energy.
Right.
I'm talking about energy. And I said that women are energy beings.
Hmm.
So the first and most important communication is her introduction to your self-image and the way that you feel about yourself. I'm going to leave it up to them to wrestle with
Mm.
whether or not it's, you know, that's valid or if it's whatever. I come into a lot of spaces and I can feel the inner angst inside of people
Yes.
because I'm supposed to be a nigger.
Hmm.
I'm supposed to be a pookie.
Mm.
I'm supposed to be, you know, one of those rap guys. You know, he's got his hat to the back. He's one of those rap guys. You
Okay.
know, I'm supposed to be a gangster or I probably got some crack babies out there. When you come in with a self image that doesn't match the one that was already painted for them about you,
Hmm.
I'm going to leave it up to them to wrestle with that inside of their own consciousness.
Right.
I'm not trying to convince them because I don't need anybody's validation. When I am in the space, this is what we're watching, all of us. Whether you think you like me or not, this is what we're watching. Just like when they say there's a new movie coming out and when they're promoting it, and then after the ad, then they'll say now playing. as
Right.
such and such theaters. Well, whenever I come into a room, I'm bringing my self image with me. And
Yes.
this is what all of us are watching:
Yes,
the
indeed.
racists, the broads, the older women, the white women, the Japanese dude in the elevator, uh, whatever. This is now playing.
Correct.
So this takes the anxiety away from me
Hmm.
and trying to be well received by other people,
Right. I could care less.
right? I don't, yeah, I'm gonna let you deal with that. I'm gonna let you go through them changes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that for the brother that made the statement is, yeah, um, sometimes light is simply too much for a broad that's used to darkness
Yes.
or very dim light. That's not my
Mm.
problem.
Well said.
You see what I
Very
mean?
well
So
said.
when yeah, so when I come into the space, it's like, okay, the sun is up, so maybe you can stay in today. Uh, take the day off, but the sun is up,
Right.
and um, and it's there for those who want to enjoy it.
There
Right?
you go.
Stop worrying about how they react to you, and start focusing more on um, mastering your control of your output.
Listen, you are touching on something that's in the next section of
Oh,
this
okay,
discussion. No, no,
okay.
no, no, no. This is very natural. This is listen, listen, listen. Hold on. First of all,
You know it's hard out here for a man.
we know this. We know this. And these discussions progress in a natural direction when we're talking about masters of this thing we call game. Because, like I
Hmm.
said, PG and I don't necessarily exchange notes extensively
No,
before
we
we
don't.
have these conversations.
No.
He just happened to touch on what's coming next within this conversation, within his natural flow of ism.
Mm,
So appreciate you for
mm.
that question. But let's get to this right now. Shout out to you.
Okay.
All right, known and none unknown. Here we go. Six six
Hmm.
six with the dub says, I noticed the masters have spoken from a man's perspective, respectively. So, but what is it, or what is the woman's role in this dance of introduction seduction? I'm glad you mentioned that. You know why? First of all, PG already touched on that.
Mm,
When you're in a space to whereas your presence and your energy enters before you do, and your presentation aligns with that, meaning how you present in terms of what you're wearing, the scent that you've selected, because of course you're going to select a scent that represents you well, right? The
hmm.
mood that you're feeling that day. And however, she is going to be faced with a choice. Now she has the decision to make. The sun has arrived. The new day
Hmm.
has dawned.
Hmm.
She is faced with the decision to get the sleep out her eyes, to rise
Hmm.
to the occasion, to put her
Hmm.
best foot forward, and
Hmm.
to investigate, to step into the light. This is an
Yes.
open invitation for her to now investigate. And part of why I
Yes.
chose the title for this particular conversation is that seduction has to do with that invitation. You see,
Mm.
when we seduce,
Hmm.
we are providing the space, we're providing the environment energetically that's alluring, that's
Hmm.
inviting, that's
Yeah.
mysterious,
Right.
that makes a target, I'm saying a target, want to
That's right.
enter so that they
Hmm.
can learn more. You see, when we
Yes.
talk about seduction as an enhanced introduction, you
Hmm.
see, now we are bringing that woman forward
Mm-hmm.
towards us energetically. You know what that's called? That's called magnetism. When you
Magnetism.
bring
Yeah.
forth energetically, that's magnetism.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So
That's
her
right.
role in the dance of introduction seduction is to be as feminine as she can be.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what happens when the feminine is in the presence of the masculine.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that infinity ring starts to flow. She
Mm-hmm.
starts to tuck that hair behind her ear.
Mm-hmm.
4C, 3C, 2C, however you want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
She takes her glasses down so she can get a better drink of that light.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She repositions herself to be more open to the reception. If she's reading something, she puts the bookmark in and the book down onto the counter
Mm-hmm.
because now the main attraction has arrived.
Right.
So to ask the question, what is the woman's role in this dance? Well, let's take it to the example of a good dance, shall we? I love to dance. And in
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, we step,
Right.
okay? But I also know how to salsa, merengue, bachata, little cumbia, if you would.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're talking about the masculine and feminine dynamic within dancing,
Mm-hmm.
the man always leads. And so
Mm-hmm.
to answer your question about what the woman's role in this dance is, it is inevitably to follow. You
Mm-hmm.
see, she's
Yep.
following her curiosity. She's
Mm-hmm.
following her inquiry.
Mm-hmm.
She's following that voice that started within her because
Mm-hmm.
she's having this internal dialogue with herself. Girl, who is that? What kind of
Right.
what am I in the presence of?
Mm-hmm.
You see? And the majority of women can't help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They got to know
They gotta know.
what
Yeah.
it's about.
Mm-hmm.
You ever notice that even when a woman is walking down the street and she's with her man,
Mm-hmm.
he will he may nod his head or just look straight ahead. He's holding her close. He's looking straight ahead to get her through the crowd or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the woman's doing? 9 times, 10 times, 11 times out of 10,
Mm-hmm.
she's scanning faces.
Yeah.
And if we happen to be walking down the street, minding our business, no sunglasses or whatever, just allowing all of this natural essence and brilliance to come forth,
Yeah.
she gonna stare you right in the face. Ain't that something? Boot
Mm-hmm.
up. So imagine what a woman does when the type of man that is intriguing, the type of man who's commanding the energy in the space,
Yeah.
enters that space.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to respond. She is going to react. She is
Mm-hmm.
going to inquire with her eyes. She is going to
Mm-hmm.
look up. She is going to let you know, please, please, please come to me.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Yep.
and that is precisely the sweet spot of seduction. You see,
Yep. And I would say taking everything that you said and simplifying it to one word. What is she supposed to do? She's supposed to choose.
100%. 100%.
She's supposed to choose. And um that's her role. You know what I'm saying? And even in the when you think about pimps, you think about like these, master masculine dudes that's in tune to their inner feminine, right?
Mhm.
But the game is based upon a hoe must choose. That's like the first law of pimping, that a hoe must choose. So you just have to make sure again that you represent something that, she feels comfortable enough to draw to, and because one thing about women is, um, even when they're not watching, they're watching.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's nothing else for them to do. It's their nature is to feel and to know. Like you said, she could be with her dude. I remember, um, I was standing, over top of escalators that was going down, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just standing right there as these, it's the two escalators that take you down in the
Mm-hmm.
mall. And there was a chick that was with her dude.
Mm.
I love women.
I love them.
And, and I love them. She was with her dude, and she was, she was cute. You know what I'm saying? She was, and ah, I love women so much.
Stop. Take your time.
She, they was going down the escalator, and he's stoic.
Mm-hmm.
You
Stone
know,
face.
yeah. And her eyes fell upon me.
Mm.
So we were just watching each other as she was going down the escalator. And then she just did it real subtle because there was no way for him to see it. She just
Mm-hmm.
said, she did it. She liked this. She said, and she
Mm.
just went right next to him. I love it. I just love y'all. Even I just, I do.
Oh, PG, come on, man. You know what? What one of these days we just gonna have a fireside chat, and
Yeah, let's do
we
it.
just
Let's do
gonna
it.
exchange stories
Stories.
of situations,
Just,
circumstances of
it was just a,
how they just
yes,
being themselves.
yes.
Women
And
don't love
it was,
nothing else more than to be themselves.
yes. And it was no way for him to see that because she's with him. They're heading down the escalator. And when our eyes met, then she just winked at me.
Mm, mm,
And it
mm.
was no way for him to know. I just smiled to myself because he wasn't looking at that
Mhm.
moment. I just love them. I just love y'all. Even when y'all cheating, it's fucked up. But no, I'm just
Uh,
saying, um, it is what it is. It's just, she would not have done that, right? But it's a subtle approval.
mhm. There you go.
Accept approval from women,
Mhm.
but never seek validation from them.
Come on, come on. Listen, talk that talk. Say that one more
Yes.
again.
Yeah. Accept approval from women, but never seek validation from them.
Mm. Yes,
Right?
indeed. Shout out to Luis Castillo for the fin. I think it's Canadian dollars. This live is worth an investment since Cash App doesn't work in Canada. So sorry to hear that. Well, it
No
will
problem.
once y'all become the 51st state. But anyway, I grabbed an audiobook. Shout out to PG's app. Appreciate the wisdom. Let's go.
Thanks, man.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yep. Yep. Yeah. So that's
All
the
right.
that's the whole key. Um, and when you master that, where you accept their approval, but you never seek their validation, women can feel that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um, and so that too plays into the attraction.
Listen. I wasn't gonna do it, but you finna make me do it, man. I'm gonna have to reveal a relatable story Hold that thought right there, PG. We're gonna get through
Keep
these.
going.
This
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
I got to reveal this relatable story to exactly what you said. Okay. First of all, shout out to It's Clip City. Shout out to you for the fin. It says it ain't much, but had to donate because of the game being dropped. My Cash App doesn't work, so YouTube will do instead. Yes, indeed, we appreciate you for
That's
that.
cool. That's
Shout
awesome.
out to Iceberg 1230. What is the difference between attraction and seduction in you guys' opinion? Well, attraction is the result of the seduction most of the time, and in order for me to want to seduce, I need to be attracted, unless it's something I'm trying to get up off of. Let's see, and shout out to Maxwell Colonia, Maxwell Colonia, 4136. She becomes alive in your presence if you are him. This is true. Listen. PG just, oh man, y'all gonna have to play this one back for real. Okay, PG said, accept her approval and not her validation.
Yeah, never seek her validation.
Listen, I have an entire live already written up on the charts. It's already in the books discussing validation. Okay. So I'm going to say this real quick, and we're going to move back towards that third part of this discussion. And man, being at the gym, I'm constantly in the presence of PYTs, pretty young things of all nationalities, because my gym is near a college, and it's an Ivy League school, so we've got students from all over the planet that come here, and so I'm just chatting, I'm just chopping up with this young thing. She had just turned 21. She had just turned 21. Getting ready to go to Miami to celebrate. I love Miami. It's one of my favorite playgrounds. Got my first tattoo there and everything. Good Lord. And this young lady, over the course of the conversation that we're having, she reveals that she's a lesbian, right? Okay. Ain't no wrong with that. But she knows she's fine. Listen.
What's all that movement back there?
Listen, she knows she got it, And throughout the conversation, of course, I was unconsciously mentoring her. Okay. Because, that's what you do as a master.
That's right.
And there was a point in the conversation, because she was talking about how guys try to talk to her, and she puts out there that it'll never happen, and da 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 da. Oh, and she black too, she from around the way. And I just said, when you reveal your honesty to me, that to me is your true beauty. Listen, let me tell you something. When we talk about accepting a woman's approval, when PG explained how that one woman on the escalator gave him the slightest wink, we are sitting there in the gym. This young 21 young thing is sitting on a bench facing away from me. Once I showed her what her true beauty is, turned around towards me, legs split open like the Red Sea. She didn't even realize what she was doing. I don't care what she said she was. She could have been a lesbian, a thespian, a long lesbian, a redheadian.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Listen, that body's gonna talk.
Yeah.
her subconscious mind took over.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what her status was, what she felt, what she was experiencing or expressing, was that silent approval
There you go.
of that light.
Mm-hmm.
You see? She was
Yes.
receiving that truth, and her body responded with approval.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something. There is nowhere else where you're going to get this level of this thing that we call game.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you continue to like, share, subscribe. Definitely subscribe to the PG's channel. Hit him up with that Cash App. Let him know that you appreciate the high level ism that he's presented to you tonight. And always don't forget to show your love to the T-Talk Tabernacle. Now, moving forward, there was something that PG had started to touch upon, and I'm like, let's get ready for the third portion of this particular conversation so that we can bring it home. Now, in my culture, there are two very distinct characteristics of an artist.
Okay.
One is a jazz artist. I'm a jazz musician. I'm a jazz trumpeter. I've played jazz for more than 30 years, and I've also taught jazz, both publicly and privately.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk about that infinite wave of knowing, we refer to that as improvisation.
Yeah.
Now, a true jazz musician can improvise all day, all night.
Mm-hmm.
But if we thought about the next set of notes that we're going to play while trying to stay in the pocket, while trying to hit, the turn, we would shut down completely.
Yeah.
In order to successfully improvise within the group's dynamic, you, one, have to have practiced this art. Two, you have to know the song. Three, you have to be able to keep good rhythm. And the most important part is your consciousness. When you are improvising to music, especially jazz music, it has to be in you because the notes flow from within. Even though you're keeping with the harmony, you're keeping with the melody, you're keeping with the rhythm and of the entire group, when it's your turn to solo and improvise, in order to say what's on your mind, you have to enter that flow state of infinity. Second, in my culture, and I know PG shares the culture, we have what is known as the MC. Now, PG was about to say it. I'm like, oh man, he finna say it. He came close, but he didn't say it. All right, now we're gonna say it.
Okay.
The MC is referred to as the master of the ceremony. PG came close to saying it. Just spitting that ism. He was about but let's bring it on home.
Okay.
The MC is the life of the party. The MC breathes life into the party. He sets the tone. He sets the energy. He sets the pace of the party.
Right.
He is the tastemaker. He is the motivator. In hip hop culture, the MC is regarded as him. That's why there's always a debate. What's your top 5? What's your top 10? And cite your examples. Now, that's another conversation for another day. Yeah. But I say that to say that in both of these examples, in order to be effective at these art forms, because ism is an art form, that's another conversation for another day. perhaps
It is.
Tuesday. In any case, you have to have it within you.
Yeah, you do.
And how do you have it within you? Well, first of all, you have to be in the presence of those who already have it. So get yourself a mentor, a coach, a teacher.
Yeah.
Second, you have to be able to sit with yourself to know yourself.
That's key.
Third, you have to be in conversation with truth, which is probably the most difficult part for most people. Because let's be honest, PG, when we talk to guys about why they want to introduce themselves or meet women in the first place,
Yeah.
what's usually the first thing that happens? They lie. Oh, I'm just looking for my person. Oh, I'm just looking for a connection and that's profound and I'd like to be able to hold hands walking down the beach. No, let's let's be honest.
What's all that movement back there?
Listen, you're looking to clap. Can you say that? Can we keep it a buck? Can we keep it a billion?
Yeah.
Say
Right.
that. I'm looking to enjoy the exchange of orgasms.
Yeah.
I'm looking to enjoy painting the canvas of her body with the brush of my expressions.
Yeah.
I'm looking to have some fun time with a compatible woman. I'm trying to see what that do.
Right.
Now, since you've expressed truth, you've brought truth to the light. Now we got something to work with. Now we see what your motivation, your initial motivation is for wanting to meet a woman in the first place. What happens subsequently? What happens then thereafter once you actually make that meeting happen and your first impression and you get her out of the initial space of meeting into another venue that's more comfortable and conducive for getting to know who this is. Now you can, assess how far you want to take things. But initially, when we talk about tapping into that inner person, because as a seducer, let me be clear. One of the ways or reasons why we seek to control the energy, we seek to control the imagery, we seek to control the frequency. Hold on.
Right. Yeah.
Is so that we can get to that thing called truth. Because we know what we want going in, but we also need to know that it aligns with what she wants.
Right.
And as PG alluded to earlier, she may not know what she wants. Because guess what? She knows as much about you as you do about her. Nothing. She don't know you. But guess what? She doesn't have to know you. You know why? Because she knows your energy. You see? As
Right.
PG said, they are energy vessels.
Right.
And when you vibrate with the type of frequency of him, she knows she's in for the ride of her life. She knows that she's in the presence of an opportunity to experience something that's beyond the mundane.
Right.
When she is in the vibratory presence of him, she has one of two choices. Either shy away because she's unworthy,
Right.
which is another bonus for you. Gentlemen, let's not be clear. Let's not mince words. Part of the game is discernment.
Yeah.
Part of the
That's true.
game is weeding out. Part of the game is disqualifying women who are unworthy of your light, women who are unworthy of your presence, women who are actually, as a matter of fact, unworthy of the ism,
Mm-hmm.
because this is value,
Right.
you see.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
as
that's
much, go ahead,
good.
speak on it.
And when you take away the pressure of does she like me? Doesn't she like me? Was she, it's seeking validation. When you take that off the table, you take that pressure away,
Mm-hmm.
then when you go to the movies, all of the movies have a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And then Theater 7, this is what they're playing, and these are the show times.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And then Theater 6. And so whether you choose to watch this movie or that movie, right? It's still going on at the scheduled time.
Indeed.
And that's the part of not being concerned too much about her validation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if she chooses you or not. Because like you said, sometimes they won't. Um, Gorgeous Dre, he said that a chick chose him and she wanted to be his hoe.
Mm-hmm.
He had never met her before, and he said, "I'm not really taking any applications." He said, "But a requirement of all my hoes is that you have to want it all."
Mm.
And she said, "Well, I do want it all." So he gave
Mm.
her the address to his mansion, and she came out there. And he said she walked in and she looked around at all of the, all of the fly shit, and then she just looked at Dre and she said, "I thought I wanted it all, but I don't."
You know it's
Mm.
hard out here for a pimp.
Listen,
Yeah.
speak on it.
And then she said, and then he said, "Well, have a nice life." It's because it's cop and blow anyway. Pimps already accept that they have already validated themselves, so they don't need a bitch validation,
Indeed.
right? They just need her to choose. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if she doesn't, to a pimp, she's the one that's losing. He don't feel like he's losing when the chick don't choose him because he
Correct.
knows what he's bringing to the table.
Absolutely.
So, and sometimes what I actually say is, I actually want a chick to choose the other guy.
Mm.
In a lot of ways, I want her to because I know that I am the apex
Right.
PG. You know what I'm saying? So I already know that what's going to happen is that time is going to teach her later what I already know.
Correct.
So I want her to choose. I don't lose ever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And one of the other reasons that I never lose is because I've already chosen me.
Yes,
Right?
indeed.
I trust myself. I'm betting on me first. Right? This movie is playing at 7, whether you're in the theater or not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyway.
Yes, indeed. So, gentlemen, please keep in mind that at all times, I call it enjoying myself through the interaction. I'm going to enjoy
Hmm.
myself either way.
Either way.
PG, he enjoys his bliss. he
Yes.
sits and exists in his bliss,
Yes.
whether she comes along or not.
Hmm.
He can simply make the offer. It's up to her to choose.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
so, as we move through the final area of this conversation, what are your thoughts on when you're coaching a man and he simply cannot find the words to say to this woman that's in front of him?
Hmm.
He he sees this woman from time to time.
Mhm.
She passes through his peripheral, and he
Mhm.
just cannot get the right things to say. He's motivated. He wants it. He's just reluctant. He's hesitant. He gets nervous. His mouth gets dry. He just, the things that used to happen, when we were teenagers. But he just happens to be a 20-something-year-old man or a 30-something-year-old man. He just can't do it. He really
Mhm.
wants it. What do you tell? How can you coach a man through meeting this particular woman?
I would say that practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And something that pimps always did is any issues that arose in their stable, they had already premeditated and imagined every kind of scenario arising in a
Mm-hmm.
stable. And mentally, they played it out and they observed themselves
Mm-hmm.
and how they handled it. But because it wasn't happening in real time, it was happening mentally.
Mm-hmm.
If they said something that they shouldn't have said,
Mm-hmm.
then they hit rewind and they play it again. And when you're talking about the human element, you can't control what the other person is going to do.
Right.
I remember I was um, I put this video up on TikTok. It was a video of Bishop Don Magic Wand. He was sitting with probably an understudy,
Mm-hmm.
and he said to Bishop, he threw out a scenario.
Mm.
He said, "You with your girl, and then one day she just says, 'I'm leaving.
Mm.
I want to leave.'" He said, "Y'all been together for X amount of years, and boom, she just, I I wanna leave."
Mm.
He says, "So what do you do?" And Bishop Don Magic Wand didn't take no time answering it. He said it immediately, but he said it innocent like a child.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "What do you do?" He said, "I'll help her pack."
You know it's hard out here for a pimp.
Let's go.
He said it like an innocent child. And he didn't say it with like game or nothing. He said, "I'll help her pack." He said, "If that's what she wants." Right? This is why I teach on pimpology, because cop and blow is the name of the game. I'm not counting on a chick choosing me because I've already chosen myself. I know that the blessing is all hers when she
Mm-hmm.
does. And I know that she'll learn the hard way when she doesn't. That's his mentality.
Indeed.
He never feels lost if this or that or the third. You see what I'm saying? And so, but how do you get so good at that? You practice.
Right.
What am I saying? I'm saying throw out a scenario. Okay, you walk into Whole Foods or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and she is in the aisle that you're going down.
Mm-hmm.
Go down that aisle and mentally play out a real scenario in which you do not try to control how she reacts to you,
Mm.
and see how it goes. Mentally play it out.
Mm-hmm.
If it don't go well, rewind tape and alter your approach.
Mm-hmm.
See, having the right thing to say, first and foremost, comes from being in tune to your inner feminine, which is a whole nother conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Tapping into your inner anima,
Mm-hmm.
which requires stillness. But the other way to always be prepared is through practice.
Right.
Where is your childish imagination? Where did it go? Go
Right.
find it. Go
Right.
find your childish imagination and learn how to throw yourself in scenarios and play them out in consciousness until you get them down pat.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It's in and here's the thing to understand when you got it down pat.
Mm.
Please listen to this game. When it doesn't bother you, whichever way it goes, that's when you
Right.
pat. When it don't bother you, whichever way it goes, right? Because in my book Pimp God, I said this. I said it's always best when the woman in question has an at least slightly higher perception of the man than she
Mm-hmm.
has of herself.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's always that's got to be the best situation, not this. Is she has to have at least a slightly high, at least
Mm-hmm.
perception of you than you have of yourself. From that standpoint, the blessing and the curse is up to her to choose.
Mm.
If she don't choose, then it could be another 5 or 10 years of her
Mm.
life dealing with the wrong dude. That's not going to hurt me. That's going to hurt her,
Mm-hmm.
right? And here's the thing. If a chick would rather be over there,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't you rather her just go over there rather than to be with you but really want to be over there? And
Right.
then end up embarrassing you or hurting you later because she actually wanted to be somewhere else.
Yes,
I
indeed.
want, yeah, I want you to be where you feel most comfortable.
Right.
And even if that's not with me,
That's
you
called
know,
true love right there.
it's true love, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they say that love requires detachment,
Mm-hmm.
requires detachment, not attachment, not possession, because that's a hunger. And that hunger, that need is it's not attractive to women. You can't
Right.
approach women in a spirit of need. That's poverty consciousness. You got to approach them with a spirit of abundance.
Right.
You know, um, pimps say stuff to themselves like, "I love it when a whore leaves me." It gives the right woman an opportunity to choose.
Yes, indeed.
You know, and these things are practiced. You know, within their consciousness. These are practice things that because they put themselves in scenarios. What if one day you wake up and your wife says, I've been cheating
Mm.
and um, I'm pregnant
Mm.
and it's not yours
That's not
and
gonna go too well.
I'm keeping it and I'm moving out.
Mm.
Now that's a major blow to the average man. But if you practice your thoughts, your moods, and your feelings, and how you feel about yourself, the best version of you is going to handle that differently than you would in your current state of consciousness. That's why you got to practice being the best version of you in different scenarios. You know what I'm saying? Um, Remember this too. A lot of men have a difficult time moving up the echelon of self image because they're looking in the mirror for an exemplification of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The mirror, when you stand in front of a physical mirror, you're only looking at a reflection of the real. You're not looking at the real. You're looking at a reflection of the real.
Mm-hmm.
And the real can change.
Mm-hmm.
And the more that you get into that flow, that belief turning into knowing
Mm-hmm.
through practice, mentally, meditation, things of that nature, then eventually the physical mirror will reflect what's in your head
Right.
when you actually become that dude.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So don't don't look at your current situation as true. You keep mentioning truth,
Correct.
right? The truth is what you say it is
Mm.
with respect to your self definition,
Mm-hmm.
right? The way that you see yourself. The truth is what you define it as.
Mm-hmm.
You're the author and finisher of your self image,
Yes, indeed.
right? So you don't count on a woman to validate that. You know what I'm saying? You validate it. And don't be married to the outcome,
Right.
because the outcome is I'm gonna still keep building and climbing and going regardless of you know what movie she chooses to go to see.
Yes, indeed. We do appreciate that. We appreciate those examples. And I got to tell you, just briefly, in encountering conversations with coaching clients, you
Mhm.
mentioned practice a lot, which I'm
Mhm.
definitely a proponent of. There must
Yeah,
be practice.
yeah.
And when guys present me with that scenario, there's this chick, there's just always this one chick, right? Who's somewhere that he just cannot uh, get the right words for. They
Mhm.
just cannot. His mind portrays him. I
Mhm.
always say, let's go back to what you do for a living. What do you do for a living? You know, a lot of guys, it's a truck driver, forklift operator,
Mhm.
accountant, computer
Mhm.
programmer, networker, whatever.
Right.
And I always make sure that I understand what their profession is or vocation is, so, for this moment,
Mhm.
because then you know how you present the I am, right? I am
Mhm.
this, I am that.
Mhm.
I try to explain what it is they do incorrectly on purpose.
Mhm.
Oh, so you're a truck driver. Okay. So that means that before every trip you deflate all 18 wheels and then you have to reinflate them, right? Or and then it'd be like, no, man, no. The first thing that we have to do is a pre-chip inspection that requires that we align all of our gauges. We have to make sure that the air tanks are in the right position. But first, we have to check our brakes. All right, doing that braking, and I'm like, look at you, just flowing,
Mhm.
just flowing,
Right.
just like it's second nature.
Mhm.
I mean, this person is giving a full presentation, because they
Mhm.
know what they're doing.
Right.
They've mastered a craft.
Uh-huh.
They can explain bookkeeping like the back of their hand. They can
Uh-huh.
explain accounting. They can explain, being a general practitioner. They can explain their duties.
Mhm.
And I'm like, you see what you just did? Now apply that to speaking life into a woman.
Mhm.
You see, transmute that energy. We're going to practice a little seduction. All of that you just expounded on to me
Mhm.
clearly, concisely, in detail. I need you to transmute that into the energy of ism.
Mhm.
Put that into your presentation to the type of woman that you desire to acquire and exchange with. And now you have the ability to make it do what it do.
Mhm.
You see?
Yeah. Yeah. You got to get into character, and I think about Steve Urkel and
Mm.
his counter personality was, what's his name, Stefan or something
Stefan
like that.
Urkel, yeah.
Yeah. And so in any scenario that you could think of Steve Urkel dealing with a broad, you can also imagine how Stefan would deal with her.
Right.
What you can imagine what each one of them would say, how they would carry themselves, how they would respond to the same things that she says. Um, but you have to practice being that dude here,
Mm-hmm.
right? And and here's the other thing too. Something that you said before. When you define yourself for yourself on a higher level, when you say I am,
Mm-hmm.
because that's essentially what you're doing, it's something you always say. The universe says, show me.
Indeed.
So when you define yourself on a higher plane, the universe and everything in the third dimension
Mm-hmm.
is going to say, okay, show me.
Right.
Because you got to practice being that dude. How does he handle when a chick isn't open to, dating him
Right.
or whatever the case may be? She could put you down nicely, she could put you down whatever kind of way. But borrowing from pimpology, the pimp always feels like the pleasure is all hers.
You know it's hard out here for a
You know,
woman.
Let's get it. The pleasure is always hers. Absolutely.
that's just how they approach it, and so however she responds, um, maybe it's just not that time. Maybe later, maybe not.
Right.
A lot of times when women lose the right dude, they double back.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're constantly growing, a lot of times if your life has shifted and changed, you don't have room for her anyway
Mm-hmm.
by the time she comes back around. Why do I say that I want her to choose the wrong dude?
Mm.
Because he probably represents her actual level right now.
Reflection. Indeed.
She wouldn't be able to handle me right now anyway. Water seeks its own level. So it's not a loss for me when she chooses the other guy. Because I know that I'm the destination
Indeed.
that she needs to be trying to reach. It's not a loss for me.
Yes,
You know.
indeed.
Now, and I want to say this.
Bring us home.
I could love a woman and I could want what's best for her, which is me. Yeah, I'm saying it.
Mm-hmm.
But since I've already chosen me,
Mm-hmm.
right, then I don't need her to choose me.
Mm.
She needs to choose me,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I'm able to allow her to make, the other decision because sometimes, a lot of times, people just not gonna get it. They might not get it right in this lifetime. You
Mm.
know, I look at what I have to offer a woman as being time sensitive,
Mm.
just like offers and when you're shopping and they give you coupons.
Right.
Those coupons don't last perpetually. They come with a time frame.
Right.
So when I'm in a woman's life and there's an opportunity for her to get with me. It's time sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
You better
And
know.
yeah, and so it is what it is.
Absolutely. PG, listen, we always appreciate you coming through and dropping those gems. Tonight
No
was a
doubt.
wonderful, wonderful build. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen who are in the audience, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video, this live with those who you know can benefit from it. If you fancy a consultation, hit PG up on his channel. You can also message him through Cash App. Yeah, you can do that. Always show your love to the T-Talk Tabernacle. And just like any other time, and now, as always, this is your man, Cousin T, aka the Alpha Wingman, saying, stay sharp and mission focused. Later.
Peace.